We are having a conversation with Carolyn Medina. She is director of the Medical Research Library at Austin, Texas. I heard you talking about curiosity, and I saw your enthusiasm about curiosity. Why is it that curiosity is important?
I think curiosity is very important because that's how you learn about the world. And you see things in a different way when you have lots of questions. You ask, why is the sky blue? Why are the leaves green? Why are they blowing today? And you start thinking about things, and you see the world in a different way when you have questions. Always questions. Questions are important.
More than answers?
Definitely, definitely. Because if you have questions, you'll start looking for the answers. And the internet is a wonderful place to look for answers. But you have to know how to look in the internet. And that's what I like to do. I like to search and give people their answers. And then I always come up with new questions. And the older I get, the more I know I don't know anything. And so I have to keep searching and look all the time.
What has been your worst nightmare when looking for answers?
When someone really needs one and I can't find it, that's my worst nightmare. And where I work, a lot of times we get questions where they've looked and they don't think there's an answer, but they ask us as experts, are there answers? And we have to look. One time, can I tell a story?
Sure, of course.
One time I had an assistant who I said, please find some information for me. And he couldn't find it on the internet, so he wrote it himself. And he gave it to me. And he said, here's your answer. And he was a student, and I couldn't really say to the professors, this is your answer that a student wrote. But I really appreciated his creativity and the fact that he wanted to find an answer.
And creativity and curiosity, I guess they have to do a lot with lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning, exactly.
Is that important?
Oh, I think lifelong learning is the most important thing in the world. Because you can learn one thing and then you get bored if you can't keep learning new things. And you never know where you're going to end up going when you follow your questions. And you end up in Guatemala instead of in Austin, Texas. And that's a wonderful thing to do, is end up in a different place and learn new customs and have conversations with interesting people. But yes, lifelong learning, if not, it's a very boring life. If you put yourself in a box and just stay in that box because you're afraid to look out the window, it's very, very sad. And so lifelong learning, learning new things, trying new ideas is very important.
And the way we learn, is it changing with the new technology and the new possibilities? We're in the middle of a library from the 18th century. I guess that learning in those days was very different. How is it different?
How is it different? Well, now we have so many means of learning, the technology. People can watch TV and watch the Discovery Channel or whatever and learn about other places. You still need expert opinion, and books have lots of expert opinions from the old times. And then we have the new technology too that can give us ideas that came from the old, and we can expand on those ideas using the technology.
And if a student comes and says, Mrs. Medina, how can I learn better? Do you have an advice or something to say to him?
I would say always keep looking. You know, don't give up. Do you want specifics, like how to make a question?
Yes, that would be helpful. Maybe some student is watching
and wants to know how to make a question. Well, you want to think about the concepts that you really want to learn and not just put in a word and see what happens, especially in the internet. You want to think, what really is my question? What am I trying to learn? And think about the key words of that question. And then you can write those in, for example, in a search engine and see what comes up. And that may lead you to another thing and another thing and another thing. And of course, you can always ask experts for help too, and we'll be happy to help you.
Say it wouldn't be a good idea to just put cars on Google, for example.
Well, if you want to learn everything about every car everywhere, and especially if you want to be sold a car, then it would be good to put that. But there's so many different kinds of cars that it would be better to put the brand, you know, or the year that you want, or that you're looking for antique cars, or you need to
specify,
become more specific. Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing these ideas with us, and thank you very much.